than was requested by the district attorney. Had asked for 5 to 10, so a little bit less on the one end, but many of our experts are saying they believe Mr. Cosby will serve more than the 3 in their opinion. He is now being processed in the back of the courthouse in Norristown. We are awaiting Mr. Cosby to come out of the courthouse and to go into a deputy's vehicle and be driven 5 miles away to Eagleville, Pennsylvania, the Montgomery County Correctional Facility.
All right, let's go back up there to Eagleville. Well, Action News reporter Chad Pradelli standing by outside the Montgomery County Correctional Facility, where we imagine things will be continuing to unfold there, and the the ball starting to roll as they await the arrival of Bill Cosby. Chad, huh?
Yeah, just awaiting the arrival of Bill Cosby as he leaves that Montgomery County Courthouse. He'll come here to Eagleville. He will pull into that fenced-in area you see behind me. He will then get out and then will enter the Montgomery County Correctional Facility. This is a county prison, but this is where he will initially begin his sentence. He will go inside. Like we talked about before, he will undergo a physical and mental evaluation to see any physical needs, medications, those sorts of things. He then will be asked a series of questions. When inmates come here, they want to know if they have any gang affiliations, so they're not bunking with other rival gang members, those sorts of questions. After that, he will then be assigned a cell. Now, I'm told there are 1-man cells here, there are 2-man cells, and there are 4-man cells. So it's unclear, if he'll be in a cell with another inmate. I'm told by some people here at the prison facility that if it was their guess, that he would likely have his own cell, considering his age and his celebrity status. But once here, he could serve, possibly days, weeks, even months here before he's assigned to a state prison. Now, we've been talking about that it would likely be SCI Phoenix, which is formerly Graterford, which is just down the road, but that could also not be the case. He could go to any state facility that he's ordered to go to serve out that sentence of 3 to 10 years. But
reiterate once again that Bill Cosby was officially classified as a sexually violent predator by the judge this morning, following testimony yesterday by a psychologist for the prosecution, who said that Bill Cosby did indeed suffer from some type of medical abnormality. And then this morning, a psychologist for the defense saying that he was no longer a threat to the community. As we once again watch the video just several moments ago, Bill Cosby coming out of the courtroom in handcuffs on his way at some point to the Montgomery County Correctional Facility in Eagleville, where we were just chatting with Chad Pradelli. But again, that classification of sexually violent predator, which has now been leveled against Cosby, means that he will have to undergo mandatory counseling for the rest of his life, and that his whereabouts he will always have to notify authorities of his whereabouts wherever he goes, again, once he serves his time. But this was also part of his sentencing as well, being classified as a sexually violent predator this morning, following a hearing and now the sentencing in which he will serve 3 to 10 years behind bars.
Here is the victim who testified in this case, Andrea Constan, leaving the courtroom. She's a Canadian woman who had come to this area to work at Temple University in their athletics department, helping with many of the teams. And she said at the time that she admired Mr. Cosby. He was on the board at Temple University. He had also attended Temple, and she really respected and admired him, had, sort of stardust in her eyes about him. She had been invited by him to his home in Elkins Park and had gone there in 2004, expecting to use him, as it were, in her career as a mentor, to give her advice to advance her own career to the next level as a member of the Temple faculty. And she said she was surprised at what occurred at that time, and that has been the source of the situation that led to today's downward fall for Mr. Cosby. Many people would say that had he not invited her there, certainly this trial would never have occurred, because many people, the other accusers, time had run out, and this was the one trial that still had just a few days, if not a week, to go before Andrea Constan, the victim, decided to proceed.
At some point, we expect to hear from Montgomery County DA Kevin Steele, but as we do, this is another vantage point outside of the Montgomery County Courthouse, where we expect Bill Cosby to be brought out of here again in handcuffs, put into one of the police cruisers, and taken up to the Montgomery County Correctional Facility in Eagleville.
To be notified. He will even have to communicate with state police in all likelihood anytime he moves around from one city to another, even just for overnight.
Mr. Cosby is being led out of the courthouse now into a vehicle. The deputies are there escorting him into the vehicle. He's still in handcuffs. Part of the view is blocked, but we're showing you now as he enters an official county vehicle and will be going now to probably the Montgomery County Correctional Facility, gently putting him into that vehicle surrounded by deputies. And we do want to go back now to Chad.